Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody. It is such a pleasure to partner with Fathomers here at JACCC.
Thank you, Fathomers, for inviting me to moderate today's discussions.
We look forward to what we can build together as Emergence.
Science has this incredible knack to make the astonishing mundane, and I think art is incredible in that it takes that mundane and then makes it astonishing again.
We have been exploring a lot with ways that we can design new organs that can allow humans to go and explore space in a more symbiotic way. What we create is essentially a wearable device that continuously samples saliva and be able to allow us to actually continuously capture what's going on in astronauts' saliva.
I want to tell you about how we use organoid technology to make models of the human body in a dish. Where organoid technology can help us is that you can essentially grow the tumors in the dish, in the lab, from each individual patient, and then you can test the drugs that would suit better each patient.
Why don't we, think about this idea of growing leather-like material that we do not need to slaughter animals? The little jacket that you see over there could proliferate and live during the time of the exhibition without the whole laboratory. And for us, it was how this kind of optimistic exhibition about the future will have lots of accidents.
So in these projects, I combine the past, present, and futures memories of my friends. In the performance, we would ask my friends to sleep, and then we will collect his brainwave data. Then after that, we will cook. We will use cooking as a form of encoding all his memories into the meat or the dish.
How does something change? Is it only about a set of optical relationships that we have with a thing? Or is there another set of deeper material transformations that can happen? Even something like molecular biology, it's something that is deep. It's deep within the fabric of an object. So thinking of a stone, there was a set of questions that emerged about how deep might one sculpt? And this is a very simple sculpture that in a sense erases itself. So there's a set of questions that emerge about what these bones are and what does it mean to have them? Where should they be? Who possesses them? What does time do? What does time do to identity?
If our philosophical tradition is telling us that our bodies are very well defined and that our bodies are separate from the world, we have a biological phenomenon such as cancer telling us that maybe we shouldn't be so sure, because the threat sometimes comes from within our own bodies. So I think cancer conceptually blurs the limits, the supposed limits between self and non-self.
How do we think about going from algorithms of oppression to what we call AfroRithms of liberation? We're talking about black signals of the future and how to reclaim those black signals of the future. What does a world look like with the most black storytelling and the least white supremacy? Then how do we populate that world with artifacts in the future?
I've been exploring the intersection of technology and art and biology, trying to bring in ancestral stories and inviting others into the conversation through the art that I make. But what really excites me is bringing in youth and teens. I created a workshop that was done at a quilt museum, and people were invited to stuff mold forms of living mycelium that I created into a giant chandelier. But they also made what I call make and take. They made an object that I had pre-grown from waste stream garden waste from their neighborhood, and they could either make a brooch or a little table light and take that object back into their community to expand the conversation deeper into neighborhoods.
I would like to sing the rap song of the eel rap song for everyone. Unagi population is declining. If we aren't trying, our species dying. Floating in the water like a therapy. I just want to live my life happily. And we all, the Unagi, have the same destiny. Just hoping our futures we don't live in the freaking tent.
This evening, we are going to create a space of conversation. That means I'm coming to talk to you. We want your radical imagination.
If you think about what's unfolding in the world right now, we're in a moment where we've got these incredibly powerful exponential technologies, artificial intelligence, synthetic biology. We figured out ways to take these metaphors from engineering to make computer chips, build bridges, have incredible technologies that are shaping our lives and our futures. Things like having cells that can manufacture jet fuel, or materials that could be made out of living materials like mycelium or algae. Ways for us to even live longer or have abilities to augment our cognition, our mood, our thinking capacities. So we're in this moment where so much is technically possible, but what are the futures going to be?
Who's feeling something?
Yeah, I'd like to combine sentience and tattoos.
What would a sentient tattoo be? What do it look like?
Like even right now, like some of the social anxiety that I feel talking to a bunch of strangers, like how does that manifest on my face or on my arms?
Yeah,
I was actually thinking about a network of spaces where you could have an understanding of a different language.
So I'm thinking about walls, the idea of getting on a subway and everyone being able to hear what I'm thinking and me being able to hear what everyone else is thinking in whatever language is incredibly anxiety inducing.
And I think our ability to be able to imagine futures is so critically important in this moment. We can't build the futures that we want without being able to first imagine them. And so that's why it's such an honor to be here with these gentlemen.
We have had a tremendous amount of fun playing with you all. Thank you all for being here. And until the next game.